Well, this November, people in the city of Richmond will be asked whether or not Chevron should pay an additional tax on its refinery operations. KTVU's Tom Baker has been following the refinery for us now for several years and joins us now live from Richmond with more on this particular measure. Tom.
Well, many Richmond residents say it's only fair given the massive amounts of pollution they've endured over the decades. Chevron says it's anything but fair. If City of Richmond voters approve an initiative unanimously put on the ballot by City Council, the 122-year-old Chevron refinery would face as much as a $90 million a year new tax.
It's no secret that California is an adversarial place for us to do business.
It's a state where Chevron is headquartered and has profited from greatly.
A century of industrial pollution right here in town. The local air district, for example, traces the particulate matter emissions from this refinery alone, with 5 to 11 premature deaths in Richmond each year.
The expense would be tacked on to the price of the refinery's fuels in Northern California and Northern Nevada, enough for 20% of Bay Area cars and 60% of airplanes serving the Bay Area.
It unfairly targets one refinery, the Chevron Richmond refinery, and puts us at a significant competitive disadvantage to the other two refineries that still exist here. And it also targets one single business.
Chevron's $90 million contribution to city coffers would increase from a quarter of Richmond's city budget to half.
At the same time, that same oil company made $21.4 billion in profit last year.
Instead of a ballot tax, the refinery says it's willing to sit down with city officials and work out a solution. Chevron emphatically says it wants to remain in Richmond, but it'll fight the tax. Then came this ominous note.
The city of Richmond is playing chicken with its golden goose.
First of all, it's very discouraging if he thinks it's a game playing and they're not pawns to be used in a game. So if he does believe that, maybe he's not the right person to be negotiating with the city.
Recently, Chevron paid $20 million in fines for 678 violations, 105 of which happened at Richmond in the last 5 years.
The things you mentioned are in the past, and we look forward to continuing to work with the communities to invest in the kinds of things that they want us to do to be better neighbors.
And consider this, Chevron has essentially unlimited funds to fight this initiative. But if it's won here, then they would face this problem, as would other refineries in other parts of the state and perhaps the country. Reporting live, Tom Baker, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, and Tom, you mentioned the additional monies that would come into the city. Has the city of Richmond said exactly what that money would be used for?
It would go into the general fund to be used for anything that the city deemed would be appropriate and helpful to its citizenry. So it wouldn't be one of those situations where it would be earmarked for this or earmarked for that. It would be up to the city to do what it wants. And of course, that's what negotiations are all about, if there are to be any. If not, well, then there will probably be some fights in courts over how it will be used.
Yeah, as of now, though, it's headed to the November ballot for voters there. All right, Tom, thank you.